What's up, YouTube? It's your boy M8trix21 back with a new episode of Fresh Kicks. We talk about upcoming sneakers. I give you release information and my general knowledge of the sneaker. Tell me if you want to pick them up or not. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well so you never miss a video. Check out my X page at M8trix21 and my Etsy shop at TDMadeIt. Both links are down below in the description. But enough of that. Let's go. Let's get to the kicks. So today we're taking a look at the Air Jordan 3 in the Brazil colorway. I love when they do these different international Air Jordan 3s, and this one is a pretty decent colorway. So part one is the sneaker. We talk about the sneaker, colors, materials, and anything else you want to talk about. So without further ado, here they are, the Brazil Air Jordan 3. Like, they've done this before, like with Seoul, Korea, and stuff like that. They did a couple with Seoul, Korea, actually. And these, to me, are pretty dope. I love the way that the different colors on it. It's definitely not something you've seen on Air Jordan 3 before, and they did some pretty interesting stuff in here that I like. Colors are definitely out there, definitely really crazy. Not necessarily a Brazilian flag, which I'm glad they didn't go with those colors, just to mix it up a little bit. But you do have Racer Blue, Blue Void, Varsity Maze, and Lucky Green. So you do get some of those, the green and the yellows. But at the end of the day, it still is a really dope colorway that I kind of enjoy. Would I pick these up? I don't know yet. We'll talk about that later. But I do think this is an interesting shoe that they did a lot of cool things with. It does have Nike on the back, which is pretty cool. Have speckles, have different things going on. Even has a Nike logo on it on the side. A little check on under the eyelets on the front, which is pretty cool. Like I said, they don't really do that a lot for Air Jordan 3s, so doing some different things, I like it. So most of the upper is that blue, the regular blue, the Racer Blue. Then you get that Blue Void going around the mud guard and all the way to the back tab. You get the yellow for the midsole, and then the outsole is more like an almost gum bottom. But like I said, something different, something very crazy, very out there. Like I said, very, very vibrant. So you do have a lot of pink going on with the tongue, the sock liner, a yellow Jumpman on the actual tongue, blue laces, and the eyelets are yellow as well. So pretty, like I said, just something different that you don't normally see. Insoles will be green with the blue Nike Air on one side, and on both sides, I'm sorry. And then, like I said, just dope, and I like the way it looks. So the back of the sneaker, you do get Nike Air on it in green, and you do get speckles all around it, where the tab is blue, and then you do get blue for that mud guard coming around the back, well, you know, the heel guard, and then more of the yellow for the midsole, pink on that on the upper, as you can see, on the sock liner and on the ankle support system. So at the bottom of the sneaker, like I said, almost like a gum or really a yellowy gum. Then you get a pink pie, and then you get green for the Nike. It seems out of place for those colors on the bottom. It just seemed like they just threw them on there. So I wish I could have had a little bit more integrated, but at the same time, it is the outsole. So yeah, who cares, right? And just taking a closer look at the materials, pretty basic materials. I don't think these are like premium leathers or anything like that. But I do like the way the tongue looks. You see the leather on that, it looks a little bit different, but at the top of the tongue with the Jumpman. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much a regular looking Air Jordan 3, but they did a lot of cool things with it. Back of the tongue, you do get Brazil stitched in with 5 stars, and then you do get a blue hang tag, blue leather hang tag, and it comes with 4 different laces: white, pink, blue, and green. So you know, you get a few options with that. Mix it up. I'm pretty sure most people are going to go with either the green or the pink, I think. So now let's get to the release information. So these will be releasing May 16th, 2026. Should be able to find these on the Sneakers app and Jordan Brand retailers. I'm not sure these are going to be like this readily available in stores. It could be a little bit more limited numbers. Not necessarily a limited sneaker, but just more limited numbers in general release. Price point will be $225 for these. And like I said, I do see people picking these up, especially people that are into like Air Jordan 3s and there's different colors ways for Air Jordan 3s. So it's a pretty decent looking shoe. It's really out there though. So now let's get to the final thoughts and the numbers. So as far as colorway, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. A little bit lower than I normally give, but some of the colors to me just don't match well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like it's 2 different sneakers. I don't think that the sole, midsole matches with the rest of the sneaker, in my opinion. Concept 7 out of 10. They did some nice things, put some Brazilian things on there, but I think they could have pushed a little bit further. Hype and resale, I'm going to give it 8, sell out 7, just because it is what it is. And this is a rock or a stock. I'm going to go more of a rock than a stock, but at the same time, I can see people buying these and holding on to them. But like I said, I would expect these to be somewhat limited numbers, just not like super general release, but not super limited either. I don't think they're numbered or anything like that. But my final grade for these will be a 6 out of 10. Dope, but I'm gonna pass on it. Some sneakers I just don't think I can pull off personally. I don't think I can pull these off. I think it's cool. I think they could have pushed the idea for the Brazils a little bit further and made it a little bit more coherent. But at the end of the day, it is a pretty decent sneaker, but just not for me. So what grade would you give these? Let me know in the comments below. If you like these, would you pick these up? Would you wear these? What would you do with these? Let me know in the comments down below. We can talk about it from there. But like I said, a really out there kind of sneaker that looks somewhat cool. But that's all I got for you on this one. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well so you never miss a video. This your boy M8trix21. Peace. Talk to you all later. Bye. Perfect.